Hey everyone, this is Prince Watercrest, and welcome to a brand new old Let's Play. This time around, it's Super Back to the Future Part 2, again! Let's play it again, because I wanted to do this for the first year anniversary, and due to technical difficulties, I couldn't do it. So we had to wait all the way up until now for me to do this. And that cutscene right there, we'll be seeing it again, and that's one of the reasons why I like this game. It's pretty much proof that LJN didn't put their hands on this one. And let's go to the options screen. Set our players from 3 to 5. I know that October 21st, 2015 has come and gone as of the time that I've recorded this. Still a day in recent history at this point. And a once-in-history event where we celebrated the day that all the 2015 events in the game, as well as the movie it's based on, Back to the Future Part 2, all took place, and people were liking and reblogging and retweeting and commenting on stuff about the movie, talking about the future tech from the movie that somehow managed to happen by our 2015 in the 26 years that the movie had been at, almost 26 years. And it was October 21st was just a load of fun for people who love this movie. I can't say that enough. And let's get out of here and start a new game, just like we did the first time around. Game start. Alright, we got two modes here. Lesson takes us to round 01, and we get to see 1985. We get to get used to controls, there aren't any enemies, and we can just get used to moving around. Start will take us to round 1-1, automatically takes us straight to 2015, but we're going to do round 01 just like last time. And there's a password for every level, so you might want to write them down whenever you're on a new one. Anyway, control is pretty simple once you get used to it. You can move left or right with the control pad. You jump with Y or A, and you speed up by holding B, X, or R. You'll be speeding up a lot throughout this game. Let's go ahead and break into these crates to get some coins. Small ones are worth 1, big ones are worth 10. We'll be needing them to get the power-ups in this game. And you definitely want to get momentum as you go through these stages, because you can't go up hills without speeding up, as you can see here. So you'll definitely want to hold B, X, and R for sharp inclines. And when you jump off an edge, when you reach an edge rather, be sure to jump off of it, because you never know when you might run into an enemy. And there's our first switch of the game. We just run into it and we activate it. This gives us this little geyser here that will allow us to get up here just by jumping. And this switch activates the box platform that we can use to get up here. And let's see if I can do this. Well, yes I can. Still got it. Alright, you gotta be nimble to do that, and you only have one chance to do so. If you fall off that high from the stage, at that point, you can't do that again. And we found a vending machine that uses 80 coins for us to break it. If we have 80 coins, we get to break it, and we lose those 80 coins, but this power-up lets us turn all the small coins into big ones. Which is good, because we need as many coins as we can get our hands on. Speaking of getting coins, you can also get coins by making it to the end of a stage, or a round. 100 coins for the successful completion of a round. And by beating round 01, we get this cutscene that we wouldn't have gotten if we just started with Start. Marty meets up with Jennifer. Doc Brown comes back from 2015 saying, "Hey, we gotta go back to the future. Your son's in trouble." Even though we were already dressed like Marty McFly Jr. and we're already running around the hoverboard because it's Japan. Well, at least we needed a gameplay gimmick for this game, and, well, the hoverboard is a pretty good gameplay gimmick. I have to admit, I actually do like it. Once you get used to it, it's really, really good. And we are now on round 1-1. Which means we are now in the world of 2015. As shown in Back to the Future Part 2. 2015 is almost over by the time I'm recording this. Like the real 2015. And we met our first enemy, these pink robots that just move back and forth and sometimes stop. Speaking of stopping, I'm stopping to wait for a platform so I can take care of this guy and get some more coins. You have to jump in order to run into enemies and hit them. Run into enemies. That really didn't sound like it made any sense. Basically, you have to jump and you have to do that somersault in order to attack enemies. And I messed that up. If you're not holding the speed up button, you'll barely get any momentum to go anywhere like I just did. So you need to use it whenever possible, which is pretty much almost all the time. As I was saying, you need to somersault into enemies with the jump attack, because if you're not doing this when you land on an enemy, you will take damage. When you take damage, you'll be knocked back a bit, and you have temporary invincibility, which starts as soon as you get hit and starts counting down for a few seconds after you hit the ground. It doesn't start running out until you hit the floor. So jumping is like Sonic the Hedgehog, and taking damage is like Castlevania. Speaking of taking damage, if we took damage, we could have used this 40 coin vending machine to heal ourselves. But since we already have the 3 hoverboard icons in the upper left, look at our lives now. We used to have 3, now we have 4. 0 does not count as a life in this game. And for 85 cents, coins, temporarily complete invincibility that lets us destroy enemies. Let's just take down these cops, these bullets, which somehow managed to make me fall down there. Don't know why. But, well, it lets you take down enemies, thankfully. Also, if you're on these platforms, you need to reposition yourself. Don't hold B, X, or R. Just use left or right. Don't just use the control pad. Don't hold B, X, or R. I'm going to drop down here with the somersault attack to get rid of that cop, because he can't catch you out. And then there's these sections. This is the first time we'll be seeing one of these, and definitely not the last either. We definitely have to zigzag our way up to the top here. Sometimes we'll be dealing with enemies, sometimes we won't. Actually, all the time you'll be dealing with enemies. When you're in sections like these, you'll always be dealing with enemies. And I'm making the usual live commentary botches while recording this. Absolutely beautiful. Way to go, Watercress. And now we're at the top here. I want to get rid of this cop first. And for this one, I want to leap into a bullet with a somersault attack and then attack the cop. If I can bounce onto the cop from the bullet, great. As long as I don't get hit by him, that's fine by me. After dropping down, we get to see these little police assistant robots, these little light blue robots with the OK sign on them. And that 60 coin vending machine I missed would have given me a shield, kind of like Sonic 2. And there's the hit detection in action. We took a hit, and we had temporary invincibility. As soon as we fell on the floor, it started running out. And now I just managed to find a hidden passage, which gave us 24 coins, as well as a little shortcut through a little bit of the level. Gonna get a drink here. Okay. Waiting for this platform to come my way. There we go. Might as well take the time for me to leap around to get a drink because my throat was getting sore. And I could have gotten another extra life here. Why did I get hit by the police assistant robot? And that bird does nothing. Don't even worry about it. And why is that? That was weird. I've never seen him move before. Not that cop. As I was saying, you may remember the police assistant robots from that scene in 2015, where that policewoman sends, what's her name? Jennifer, that's it, to her home in 2015. And I also need to drop down here because there's a platform, which will take me to 22 more coins. We also saw some enemies to the right before we dropped down here. Just a bunch of kids throwing soda cans that they just drank out of at us. And there's some coins there, and I want to use those. That's the first case of us using a projectile or an enemy to jump up to a higher enemy. Or a platform. Again, not the last time we'll be doing that either. And yeah, that scene where Jennifer was taken to her home in 2015, which of course didn't involve those guys on little hover bikes going at us like that, with reckless abandon, by the way. Pretty much one of the most interesting scenes in the movie. I recommend watching it. And here's round 1-2, where we get to meet Griff Tannen, Biff Tannen's future grandson. He will attack us with these batons, and when he hits the ground, but bottles of Pepsi Perfect will come down from the ceiling. They will hurt us, but we can attack them. You can use these buttons that cause these monitors to hit Griff if you need to do some damage, but you can also jump into him rather easily. Just make sure you're doing a somersault. And he's a pretty easy boss. And we're obviously in Cafe 80s, in case you couldn't tell. There's a Wild Gunman arcade cabinet there in the background. There's the screens and the guitar and the Moon Man picture, which I'm assuming is a reference to MTV, which started in 1981. Anyway, Griff Tannen sends his little buddies out to destroy us. And we'll be dealing with them in round 2. But that will have to wait until the next video. So join me next time where I take on Griff Tannen's little buddies and try to save Marty McFly Jr., who sadly doesn't appear in this game. So until then, this is Prince Watercress. Take care, stay safe, and thanks for watching!